Hello and welcome to the next Abba ranking video, or just ranking video in general. And as mentioned last time, I'm now ranking lyric videos. So this one, we'll just have to wait and see with if other lyric videos come up. But it has been consistently been like this for quite some time now. So regardless, we'll um, go and have a ranking them. So for this one, once again, I'm not ranking these lyric videos based on the song itself, because my personal ranking for each song would be different to how I rank the videos. But also, like the official music video ranking, it'll just be more so of what's achieved, what's the presentation like. But with these lyric videos, it's kind of different because a lot of it will be using past material of music videos, or even other imagery for those who don't have videos, such as the two above right there. So it's just seeing how the original material is used, and what's the, because a lot of them go for different styles, and yeah, different styles, with the kind of wording, what the the VFX is like, and just and also just the theming as well. So let's just make a start, and I've personally put Super Troopers right at the bottom. So which is a bit sad because that's this song I do love to bits. Although when I was just watching this music video, I wasn't the biggest fan of the lyric writing. Like, sure, it's nice and bold, and I can see where the lighting theming is coming from, but I did find it kind of tricky to read at times because it's very like a bitty when you try and read the words. That's the kind of impression I've got anyway. And not to mention, most of the other music videos, they crop the people, to fit in into different backgrounds, or just play around the footage in some way. But in this video, however, the videos mainly stays the same, but just put a light banner around it and just have the word to come up. There's not too much of a different filter either for the like in front of the actual footage. Because whilst it would be important for the lyrics videos to match what kind of imagery the song has, I feel like this one doesn't really show off a different angle to the track. Yeah, it just, I just feel like there isn't an awful lot added to it, and there's other bits that kind of bothers me as well. Like when Frida's singing at the first part, she ends up going in front of the banner, which I guess it's a nice variation. Um, yeah, and it's composited extremely well, like all of these videos are. But when everything has been like within the banner, or while you're just all around the edges of the screen, it's just been a tad off-putting about it. But it's not bad. Like I said, the writing's bold at least, and it's going with the light theming, but there isn't an awful lot done with the original footage. So yeah, that explains that. But I do like all of these lyric videos. They're all fantastic, especially when rewatching them as a new type of media they are excited to watch. Alright, so next up is Gimme Gimme Gimmes, or another track which I do love to bits as well. And this one, aside from a lot of cool effects, there are just times where it's just the footage, but with a quite a prominent color grading every now and again, and it is trying to stick to I don't know, it's almost like trying to go for every colour for this one, because you can see from the thumbnail alone it's trying to use all sorts of different colours. When you look at other ones, you can at least point out what the specific colours are, but I think this one it's trying to go for all of them from time to time. Although, what's the... if we just have a look through it properly, so it has the Abba logo, or it even has the footage fitted within the logo, so that's kind of neat. And for example, in 009, I do like these multiplying layers behind, because once again the cropping's done extremely well. And yeah, these lyric videos have won awards, by the way, and yeah, um, yeah, I do really like that effect as well, because it's trying to create like a modern pop disco kind of approach. But aside from that technique being quite impressive, the font, once again, it's nice and bold. It has like a shadow effect to it, which is cool. But at first, it's a blue filter with these orange lyrics. And then when you go on to the word prayer, it has like yellow, blue, and pink. Yeah, and the chorus is made up of a full rainbow. And the lyrics are either silent or slightly faded, so your mind is already going to be like, oh, hang on, the words have a far lesser opacity later on. Yeah, it's just like watching through it. Yeah, even like the latter part, it's just a lot of the music video's footage, but with just like different color grading on top. Like I said, it is sorry, I don't think I said this earlier. It's just, I still like the color choices, and it is trying to explore different sides of the song, and trying to go for like a colorful disco approach. But yeah, I just feel like this one probably has took weeks to do compared to the others, which probably have taken months, with the only part being given being the cool layering effect of the people. If they'd done something like that more, then like with Benny's piano playing, for instance, like a bit more consistently, then I think this would have been higher. But as it stands, it's kind of basic compared to the other ones. So next up we have Does Your Mother Know? So this lyric video. So if you remember last time, I kind of ranked it lower because it goes for a more sporadic approach. Whilst suitable to the song, it's not as organised or well framed compared to the other music videos. Although what I do like about this one, however, is that because this lyric video almost fixes the sporadic nature by just having just only a circle at the centre of the footage, and so you can see the people, well, each Abba member just being more framed from time to time. And when the crowd goes all all nuts, it kind of puts it in its own space instead of trying to share that with the four members on screen. So it feels a bit nice to them, but also over time, it's this consistent theme of having the circle at the centre, and it's going for different ways as circular patterns. It's constantly swirling with different shapes, and it's fitting in with a colour of a rainbow, and it's thanks to the consistent red filter at the centre, it manages to maintain that kind of red look, I suppose. And I quite like the font as well. It is nice and easy to read. It's a very 70s font, I would imagine. Just going from one variation to the next, though, like I said, other than the circular aspect to it, and at the centre, almost making it look like a wormhole. It's a bit abstract. There isn't as much of a consistent theme, other than look how swirly. Now we're going to different shapes around the edges. It gives me that kind of feel, and not to mention it has quite a bright lens flare from time to time as well, which it brightens it up a bit, especially as the original music video is kind of dark. So that I like. So yeah, I think that's what I'll say about this one. So a bit more to it. I like how it centres on more specific subjects. So I do prefer, this lyric video compared to the original music video. That's for sure. So I will give it credit for that. Alright, next up is SOS. So with this one, the kind of colours it goes for, it suits it all right, because it's going for like a 70s theme, very simplistic, very straightforward. Although as a very subjective thing, I don't really see or feel those colours when I listen to the song. Because what do I kind of envision white, or maybe like a blue, perhaps. Like for instance, in 0.19, you could say, and also just going back to taking it every now and again. That I probably like the best, because that I feel like suits the song the best then, because that's about how straightforward the song is. It has like a gloomy element to it, and yeah. But then when it gets to the chorus, it does go a little bit too colourful. At least it does have more of a consistent colour scheme. There's no greens, and there's no let's see. they did as much. Probably no. I guess just no green, I suppose. Yeah, and no light turquoise, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, this one also very abstract. There is like some kind of consistent theme into it because, for instance, you have heart and star symbols going throughout the song, trying to go for more like maybe like a cosmic effect, which I can see kind of working because where the synthesizer parts have that electronic element to it. So it is trying to explore the song in a certain way. Oh yeah, not to mention just the spinning effects. For instance, at 1 minute 38, there we go. The way it's like kept in the center. There's like some suitability to that, although during the chorus I don't really get the rainbow. I think what's also trying to go for is that it's trying to, because if part of the song is about trying to maintain some kind of happiness or wondering what to keep hold of despite the breakup, I think it's trying to go for that approach. It's, trying to be bright despite how dark the background is, and also it's trying to go for the circular theme as well. I think that's like a way to like re-represent the those reflective moments. To kind of keep it neat, a bit like does your mother know? I suppose. Well, with the lyric video specifically. Yeah, and it has those stripes and the circles later on in the chorus as well. And once again, compositing is rather cool. The individuals are put in squares as well. I felt like they should have stuck with circles, to make it a bit more coherent as well. The font I like, just probably one too many colours. Although it's also doing that avoid approach where it highlights the more important words, which I do like, but I just feel like those kind of fonts and colours aren't the most like pairing, and so yeah, I think that's what I'll probably say about this one. It is very charming to watch, and I do like the gloomy elements of it. But yeah, I think it's probably just a bit too much busy work and not as much of a solid theme as I can grasp on compared to the other ones. So yeah, it just then takes us to Waterloo. So this one I remember finding a bit too simplistic at times, because this one does try to make the song way more because if the original music video took place in a Abbey seclusion room, and then yeah, this music video does still do well to make the song feel and look way more colourful. So that I still like. Still has the stars and the heart kind of imagery falling down, so that already makes that feature stand out less if that's already been done for the SOS one. And yeah, when watching it, the compositing's rather good, although it goes between fully compositing the people on their own and putting them in squares, just putting their footage in front. Although I do like the freeze frames every now and again, because sometimes like a low frame animation, it makes the actions more snappy. Just like in 1 minute 1, with the Beyond guitar playing, quite something about that which quite like. And this one also, this video kind of has more of a coherent color scheme. Yeah, blues, reds, and pinks, and yeah, even the wording is more glittery. Although it goes from glittery, and then it tries to go for more a rainbow effect with the with the shadow behind the wording. So that I find a tad inconsistent. But yeah, he's trying to go for a more glittery theme, so that's the coherent theme. And I'm not the biggest fan of glittery things. I think that's why I subjectively put this one down a tad. And not to mention the glittery thing is trying to create waves, like Waterloo himself going out to the bat and the sea, because even SOS tries to have the swirling effect, and I don't really find the meaning of it. So yeah, I think with the Waterloo's one, just kind of consistent with the lyricking and the the rotoscoping versus adding the footage on. Um, and it can be too extracted in times. Like I said, just the Radiant Starts and Hearts has already been used elsewhere as well, therefore making it stand out less. But what I mean, like I said, I like the colour scheme more. I like the glittery theme being more of its focus, and yeah, just making the song feel and look way more colourful, because the song is still a very good bop, despite the original music video taking place in a in an ambient inclusion room. I tell you what, I think this lyric video does better for this track more so than the Abba Voyage concert does for this song, because even I'll get to the Abba Voyage concert ranking video next time actually, but yeah, that just only mainly added the footage and made it bigger. That was kind of it. There wasn't not more to it when looking back, and not to mention being reminded during 2024's Eurovision as well. So yeah, still rather good. I think yeah, they're all just rather good. The music video, well, the lyric videos, as I said, is just some achievement way more than others. So now going on to Mia's one. So this one, I remember having more of a accurate theme, although going into subjective nature again, the yellows, I don't really think of yellow when watching the song. Oh, if anything, it's trying to go for gold. Okay, because it is like a golden track, you could suppose. So okay, well, it's a bit too bright of a gold, perhaps, because maybe it could have added more black into it, to make it a bit more like the Abba Gold album. So I can't see what it's going for, and it's trying to go for almost like a tiger print all across, which okay, yeah, I'm starting to see a bit more, because do you have that kind of pattern work with everyone's clothing, especially the men, so that's why it's trying to carry across. But not gonna lie, this would remind me of the tiger track, from Arrival, as opposed to this song. It begs the question, what would I've gone for instead? And maybe I would have gone for very faint large hearts in the background, probably made Kip silver as well. And like I said, the gold and black background kind of contrast, although it could have made the white of the women's clothing a bit too bright. Because because you don't want to make the song seem gloomy as well, so it's trying to maintain that kind of white theme because it does suit that track. So yeah, and it also has a Star Spangle as well, which I kind of see as a reference to Bjorn's guitar, because Bjorn's guitar looks like an explosion when he performs Waterloo. Yeah, I do like the design of that guitar, so it's partially kind of over a bit of a reference. But yeah, I think that, yeah, like I said, I think the tiger print in it's more just like a theme and with matching with the clothes. But yeah, like the other music, yeah, there are just times where it's just like sometimes just the footage with some elements, but the costum's also kind of cool. This time it's leaving more of a white edge all around it. It's a bit bumpy at times actually, so I'm not the biggest fan of that kind of rotoscoping around the edges compared to the other music videos. And yeah, and also the diagonal shapes down the sides, they do try and vary, but not in ways that are quite exciting. But at least it's trying to maintain its colour scheme a bit more. But maybe I could have liked a silver or a black, to vary it a bit more. Perhaps also the lyrics. Oh, okay, they're not the easiest to read at times actually. No, because when it's black and it's in front of Benny, for instance, yeah, that is where it gets a bit tricky to read. But at least he tries to add like a white background, in front of Benny when when the lyrics go in front of him. But yeah, if it's hard to read them at that time, then yeah, I think I'll have to knock points of it there. And there's also this interesting idea of fitting the lyrics within the stars, and it's well, the explosion, you could say. And yeah, I quite like that. It's like trying to find different ways to present the lyrics instead of just having it in front of the footage. So yeah, overall, yeah, more consistent color scheme, and I like the style how it matches with everyone's clothing. But yeah, it's just more of a subjective thing where yeah, I just personally don't know how to see it like that. And like I said, if the dark lyrics is hard to see when Benny and Bjorn appear on screen, then yeah, then that's where it becomes a bit of a flaw. Alright, so now on to the winner takes it all. So I think once again it's just trying to go for, to explore another side of the song, try and go for a blue filter because, the song being sad. But, but when I listen to this song, whether it's in the music video or even in the first Mamma Mia film, you can just see, the pale white bluish sky with light greys all around and with either character wearing red. Like, that's what I mostly think of more so instead of the blue because, I see I Have a Dream as being the blue one, you could say. And I think maybe it is just because, Mamma Mia has the song playing when it's that dark blue sea or that iconic or well, just other performances of the song where the more of a blue filter on, the live any live show really of that song. So I think that's more of a me thing where I kind of see that song as embodying uh, blue the most. Well, alongside Waterloo as well, I can see how that I can like envision a very jazzy blue at some point. But yeah, I can see for the Winter Takes All, going back to it, I can see what they're going for. The blue filter, is trying to emphasize that kind of sad feel. But when watching the footage as well, because of how the start of it is, black and white, the photos, and it somewhat maintains that with the footage, so it makes it a bit more coherent, which I kind of like. Although with the original music video, the point was to sort back those memories, and then it goes to modern day with the pale colours. But so it's just keeping that black white colour scheme instead, which kind of well, I don't know. I think the whole point to look back at history and then to go back in the modern day in its own narrative, I can still see that working. So it is, yeah, definitely more of a colour scheme, not just because within the footage, but throughout this music video as well. And it has all of this flower imagery as well, like spiraling up, which is nice, but I kind of see the opposite happening where the vegetation goes. That would have been better actually. Although, what makes me have a soft spot for the vegetation all around is that there are forget-me-nots from time to time, the blue flowers. And yeah, and I feel like that's like, if, using those kind of flowers to make them a metaphor for a breakup, then yeah, it could be a way of being unable to forget or not willing to forget or just not wanting to forget a relationship before the breakup. So that does effectively add more meaning to the song visually through this video, and that's what these other lyric videos do rather well. So this one, does that quite neatly. But yeah, if going through more of it, I don't really recognise the other vegetation, but goes for blue and yellow, so it's maintaining that colour scheme. And if anything, it could represent, as Agnetta's blonde, and as she's feeling sad, it could be trying to go for that kind of approach. Well, not just Agnetta, but if she's playing a character within the narrative of the song and the music video, you could say. So it's probably going for that, but not to mention it could be carrying over that gold theme because this one is also a gold tune. You could say, yeah, this one's on the definitely like a top 5 for a lot of people in the Abba fan community, you could say. But yeah, there's other elements. There's like a wavy background which I kind of like, kind of reminds me of the sea and how slow moving it is. Because what's weird is that the song is actually partially on beat, but it's still quite slow at the same time. So yeah, so the waviness kind of matches the pacing of the song quite well. Although the vegetation does kind of become a bit evasive front of the footage. And also the lyrics are kept the same, I think, the style. And to go for like a um, thinner type of text, kind of suits it because yeah, I feel like if it was just the bolder kind of text style, you could say, that definitely suits like the jazzier songs because it's less formal. But because this is a more formal track, having a more sensible type of lyrics suits the song quite well. And the lyrics are almost reflective as well. It could be a way of just about reflecting in general. so it could add to that kind of theme. So yeah, just a lot more consistency, and like I said, the Get Me Nots add a whole new element to, well, just reveals a whole new side to this track. But yeah, like, I think it just goes back to on how I personally don't really think of that kind of imagery when listening to this song. Well, it's just a me thing anyway. Yeah, I probably would have preferred like different colours or a bit less evasive at times as well. I feel like because of the footage in the music video being kind of basic, it's just trying to add a lot of detail to make up for it and give more to watch, which is admirable. But I just felt like the other music videos, let the lyrics and the footage have its own space, and the effects come in at sensible times. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. So yeah, I think it's definitely the first rather good one. Yeah, just like I said, just the vegetation does help add some extra meaning. Alright, so now on to naming the game. So the theming for this one is that it looks like a camera playing an old film almost, which is, I can see that happening because, as the start of, this song, but it starts with colour at first. That is interesting because it goes from black white into colour, but there's hard to get the colouring throughout. And then it has these what called, when the movie's like stored in a spinning thing, as you'll see in the music video, well, in the lyric video. So they're going that kind of theme, which could be a way of replaying memories in your head, and because of how the movie Wheel, we could say, is like more bold and colourful, it still maintains that youthful nature of the song. But as I said in the music video ranking, I envision the colour green mainly because of the thumbnail, and with this music video not having any green, which I kind of see as like the signature colour for the song almost. Not having that kind of puts it down for me, because I feel like the song could have taken more advantage of go for that kind of colour. Or they could say Super Trooper is like the most green one, and you could say that when you look at all of these thumbnails, just trying to go for more more selective kind of colours. But yeah, I just personally would have liked that more, because it's barely visible in the lyric video for Name in the Game. 123, yeah, the green is hardly present. And it has this mirroring effect, which is more reminiscent of SOS, so that kind of makes this video stand out a bit less. Although, like throughout the music video, it does have these like these jitters, like playing an old film. So that's kind of neat. Like I said, it's just going for a different way of presenting this song. And as for the lyrics, or the text, I quite like it. It's bold, easy to read, quite straightforward. And I think because of the other effects coming about, when it even has like a sensible variation when it says the name of the song, and then it goes for the spiraling effect. That's a bit trippy. Still maintaining the theme of being circular, I suppose, although I can see a starship there, so that's reminiscent to the Marmez music video. So if trying to make connections, that's cool, but kind of makes it stand out less. Although the way these wheels, like in 226, for instance, yeah, that's a lot of footage this song is playing with. Yeah, that is quite impressive actually. So I think this is probably the better part of the music video, or lyric video. Yeah, just alongside the old film kind of look. So I think those are the strong points. But yeah, I'm not keen on the other reminiscent part of other lyric videos, such as the That's a Matter of Reflecting. Could it mean of how an individual has multiple thoughts? Is that why we get these fly eyes, you could say, and then they see multiple of the same face, looking ahead? Yeah, maybe that's what it's trying to go for, but yeah, I think it should have maintained that old film kind of approach a bit more, would have made it a bit more coherent. So yeah, and yeah, I think just like I said, like with it lacking green, I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. because even if it doesn't have the shots of Frida front of the vegetation, it still has that natural look when watching them play the board game. So yeah, it just not as coherent as in as the other music videos, but I do like the strong theme, and then it adds another element to the lyric video. Just more making it more reminiscent and more of a nostalgic approach to the lyric video. So quite cool that. Right, so now we're on to Fernando. So this one, my highlight for this one is that in the edges of this music video, lyric video. Sorry, it's not as easy to say. It reminds me of Scouts almost with the knitting pattern work, all around. And although it's meant to be more army-like, but this kind of art does have a name, but I can't really point to think of what name it is. So I really like that because just because we're hearing all of that marching, because Scouts and that it does have minor army connections, especially with the marches in November. So it has that kind of inspiration, which I like, and most of the patchwork is made up of vegetation, making it more natural, more of a on-point theme, and the way the vegetation grows, despite how dark it is in the background, is kind of maintaining that night kind of theme, and how the fire could be jump started on this vegetation. So that is an angle and well to look at. And also, so if going from the top, so it has the Abba logo, and then it has even butterflies as well. So the patchwork starts to form, and it's nice and slow as well, just like the song. Then there's a bit of the footage as well without being edited. I can see why, because that sunset shot is very gorgeous. And then the music video is like framed with the patchwork going all around. So, and it varies a little. Because the footage is shrinking over time for more patchwork. But then when you get to 1:06, it's more layered, which helps structure the song a bit more. And because whilst this music video is almost like just have the footage, but then just try and add other elements around it, it kind of has that approach, which doesn't make this music video as impressive, but it I think still it adds a lot more visuals to it, because in the original music video it is just mainly people and the fire, which is already quite soothing, but then to add all of this vegetation very slowly, all of this pattern work, it definitely explores the song more visually when you listen to it and how you envision the song. And then even though the name Fernando is given a lot more emphasis for just the chorus in general. Is the lyric style the same? Yeah, pretty much, despite the size changing, and not to mention, because even in the 2:31, it looks like one of those badges, where the words fill the banner at the top. And it's slowly spinning as well, so it adds a bit more momentum to the visual language. So so I think with this one it's a bit too I don't know, it's just because it is really nice just seeing how all of that works. So I can't say that it's too slow for me, because it's trying to appreciate all of that pattern work, and it just trying to move it about a bit, and the footage goes on and off, especially during the chorus. It picks up a bit. Although just most of the time it is just playing the footage and then adding elements around it. So it's just, I think other music videos have more creative ways of playing the song, but like I said, the theming is rather on point. Once again for this one, and even the gold elements, with the text, makes it another golden Abba tune in some way. Because this one's another fan favorite as well, because it was on Arrival after all. Because I do remember, according to other sources, most of the 70s songs at the time were very trendy. Fernando was just this alternative gem that came along. So Fernando definitely stands out in that regard in its own history. All right. next up is Happy New Year. So this one, yeah, does kind of have the footage playing within frames again, although this one adds more of the party theme to it, because yeah, not all the footage has that party element to it, and almost because even the lyric video has more of that Christmas aftermath as well. But yeah, just even watching it right now, it's like very formal, very bold, very like quite nostalgic as well, because I have this weird feeling where once it was Christmas, it has its own kind of glimmer, and then go on to Happy New Year's and it has that party feel, but all of that Xmas feel is definitely gone, and just preparing yourself in the new year. So definitely, yeah, the lyrics of just the kind of imagery it's using all around the framing, yeah, it's something quite charming and striking about it. And the framing is also played with photos, so it's or even because even in the chorus where it's going for a different frame, it looks like one of those photos that after a theme park. So it kind of reminds me of that, although I do prefer the printed photo look a bit more. Because it's like a way of looking back on memories, or just an idea of making new ones for the new year to come up. And as for the text, it stays the same, although it's trying to go for more of a following effect, where there's a glimmer of light going across the word, in which I like and helps you follow through the song, because most of the time it's just the words coming up. But I feel like the reflectivity, especially with the white background, it kind of makes it harder to read the words at times, so I'll knock points down for that. And as much as how effective this theming is, I do prefer the theming of the other music videos, including some of the prior ones as well. It is just a me thing where I let's see, for instance, I like sea theme and sea theme and jungle theme and Arctic theme, but not as keen as desert theme or grassland theme. You could say, it's that kind of subjectivity. Just like for instance, what celebrations do I look like more so of, and I like how Halloween spooky and Christmas has that that very snow and colourful feel, and then Happy New Year is like it's like more of a cheesier theme almost. But yeah, like as effective as it is, there are definitely people who would prefer the theming of New Year's Day a bit more. Just in general, I was just talk about that in general instead of just more towards the music video, or the lyric video once again. Sorry, but yeah, just like looking through. Yeah, even there's more of a colour grade just to make the footage a bit more brighter and a bit more like warmer as well. So yeah, it helps add more emotion to the music video. It dims down a bit during the chorus with the purple frame. It kind of got rid of it here. It's a lot of busy work as well, but it's just trying to emphasise that idea of a celebration. So I'll give it a pass for that, so that's fine. So yeah, pretty strong despite a couple of bits and bobs. Alright, so next up, sorry, as I was saying, next up is One of Us. So this one goes for a old TV theme, and with the song being 1982, they kind of look like 80s TVs to me, if not older ones. And seeing all of that, it made all of the imagery of all the imagery of multiple TVs. It's partially dystopian to me, as if we look to the future almost, or what the future would look like at that time. And I feel like it kind of suits this song in a way, because the song partially references the future, just what happens now, and we're being so dark and unsure, a bit like an average dystopian kind of feel, I suppose, especially when watching dystopian content. And so it just kind of reminds me of that. And when watching this lyric video right now, it has the kind of what are the lyrics? They look like the kind of text you see on TV. It strangely suits it, despite the color gradient. So there's already a current color scheme with the text, with everything being so dull as well. So the imagery just like pops out. And unlike Name of the Game, however, this music video does duplicate footage multiple times across. I think it's just to benefit that TV look, and maybe it could be symbolism that regardless of where you look, it's still a breakup at the end of the day, or it is what it is at the end of the day, with only some differences when you look at different angles of it, just as we're watching multiple TV screens. It strangely works for this song, and because it has those scrolling TVs at for the chorus, and then it has zooming out of the TV for the verses, if not 4 TVs to lower the scale a bit, but it does have like I said, the multiple TVs of the chorus to create that bigger scale, especially with the chorus being the crescendo or the climax of the song after all. Oh, and it certainly goes darker as well, especially with those colourful bars. From time to time, it makes it a bit like spooky in a way. And they managed to get like a very good TV flickering filter. Well, not just because of the flickering, but because of how grainy the TV is. I think that's what the music video would have looked like. Although I wonder is this even an 80s TV, or could it even be a 60s or 70s TV? And because they would have met in the 60s, so that could have lined up. And we'll just see what your feature is like. That is, well, in the narrative sense, of course, but that is that's a thought to think about. So it's just quite a lot to see. I just really like the TV feeling, and it has a bit more atmosphere, definitely like a darker one. And I think having some of the footage multiplied, I feel like it could have taken advantage by multiplying loads of clips, because not every snippet of the footage is just the women singing, because that's what you want to keep in line. But I feel like with a lot more non-singing footage, I could have taken advantage of multiplying that across, because that's one in the game's lyric video did rather well with those spinning women things, spinning wheelie things, did I just say? Just those the strong points are definitely stronger this one. So on to Dancing Queen. Let's see why I've ranked this one up high. And I think it's the suitability, because the text style, I know it's incorrect, oops. It does have the type of text, not called some text, the type of type. Oh god, I can't find the terminology. But anyway, so the kind of a lot more fun looking writing style for these words, or typeface, that's the word, that's the term. A different typeface or a different style to the text. A lot more fun, a lot more bold, far less formal, which definitely suits the track well. And I feel like this music video constantly goes one by one, almost as if you're watching it kind of reminds me of I remember my grandparents, they have this toy where wouldn't even just spin it and the background just like goes on and on. It kind of gives me that, although actually that slideshow effect does kind of stop with the verses. Because when it's not playing the footage, it just has this extremely glimmery circles all around. There's like some comments as well, and spiraling all around, and then it like slowly builds up with some use of the footage. And then those are clubs, as in the card game, with spades, hearts, diamonds, that kind of clubs. I wonder why. There must be some kind of because I don't know what spades or clubs like represent other than the card game, but I'm sure there's more to it. and it just focuses on stars as well. So it's creating like a night sky kind of feel, which is kind of neat because it's almost like a day in the sky night. And yeah, with the footage it's constantly going about, it maintains the momentum of the track extremely well. Lens flares are only at the top, so yeah, just once again, just feels like a party effect, and it's consistently sticking up there. It makes the room more alive as well when you watch because the music video is mainly like a like a live performance, but yeah, this just feels like a lot more almost like partying on another planet almost. And it has that grand, suitable galactic feel, and obviously with being a Motown kind of song, and it has these minor reds and yellows and black at times, which are kind of the colours I kind of think about with Motown, because you see the type of suits or dresses also being black, red, or yellow at times. Yeah, there's a whole heap I've seen. Although they do wear all sorts of colours, like blue as well and white, I think. Yeah, I'm just trying to explore more of Motown because I really like that genre and the artists that's a part of it. So anyway, all those Ashland fairs come from the bottom as well. With when it comes to the choruses, yeah, that's definitely the chorus. Um, Yeah, it's busy work that doesn't bother me, but I can see how this might be a bit too much for other people. And I feel like because with this being the fan favourite song, it's just trying to make this one the most grand. And yeah, because I guess you could simplify it as effects just being all placed above in front of the footage, which yeah, because when the people are rotoscoped, well, the band members, that's where that's where I can see more of the effort, but at the same time with what the effects that are chosen and the coherent kind of style and shapes and pattern work and colours, does this make this one quite a treat to watch. And yeah, it's just yeah, very reminiscent, very golden as well, which once again is just suitable with Abba's idea of gold, I suppose. And I don't mind the circling part of, well, the first verse anyway. Does it go back to that? It does, okay. Um, yeah, because it maintains the text and the colours, so yeah, it's still suitable. So it could be seen as a bit jarring going from that back to the footage. But anyway, yeah, it's just a very solid one. So how about Money, Money, Money? Yeah, yeah, I'm less familiar with the lyric videos compared to the music videos, hence why I'm trying to give myself a bit of a reminder. But I think in this one, with what the thumbnail looks like so far, it's representing the glamour a bit more and the rich kind of style. And oh yeah, even watching it right now, there's some animated lights which you see across cities, like a rich place you could see. And there's very 50s, 60s as well, not only with the black and white look, but yeah, these are definitely something I can see surrounding Marilyn Monroe, for instance, which I partially referenced in the official music video analysis. But yeah, they're going for different ways of representing, all of their that type of lighting. Yeah, going in front of footage and oh, okay, when the oh, it's this interesting thud. Oh, I like that. Every time it goes like reaches a certain beat, and then when it mentions money, 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 it has its own kind of framing, its own pad to work all across. And then yeah, the lighting is like growing during 1 minute 3. So yeah, it does help emphasize more of the song's very own theming and emphasizing more of the beat as well, and helps transition the song a bit more as well because the music video on its own does manage to capture the mid 1900s kind of era, quite well, especially the clothing and some of the lighting and some of the referencing, to that era. but yeah, the lyric video just helps emphasize that a bit more, and it almost has, with it being mostly dark, it has like that kind of sinister nature because they just have lyrics like "Oh, my life will never be the same," and yeah, it's just because the song is trying to explore richness, especially once you do get properly rich, money's just no longer a thing, and there is something quite like slightly mature about that kind of theme. But yeah, there's just a lot of variation with the type of lighting it's used. Um, yeah, it's just been looking at across. Yeah, most of it is just framing around the music video. Different borders all around, so it's just trying to vary it a bit. Um, and there's almost like a white filter above the front of footage as well, which makes the footage a bit more coherent. So yeah, once again, this is like a lyric video that makes this version of the music video more superior to the prior. Um, yeah. And in terms of the wording, unlike Super Trooper where the lights were just extra big to form the word, it goes for smaller lighting with the thinner text, so it's far easier to read and it's very glimmery, like the right kind of glimmery. And also just going for this black and white approach, I can see that, I think that's like the kind of imagery I can think of when listening to the song. Somebody would think of, gold as well. I kind of think that. But yeah, I really like the stylistic choice they go for, especially with what the music video is like, because the way like Free to Life fits in with the framing and the text, it fits in like extremely nicely. So it's this really nice contrast. Um, so yeah, uh, yeah. Whilst I do prefer black and white being presented in other ways, like those emotional black and white animal photos, for instance, or black and white footage photos, I do. I like black and white when it's used in that way more so, in a subjective kind of way, which is why there's some video about lyric videos that, for the type of it's a bit more of a subjective thing, but in terms of the song's own suitability, it does extremely well. Alright, so now on to Take a Chance on Me, and so whilst the original music video is rather good, this lyric video does manage to represent and carry through the playful side of the track rather well. Because with the preview of this music video trying to use the square framing, it doesn't really have that purpose, especially when a lot of the footage is just like maintain the, that square rectangular aspect ratio is just maintained. But in here though, it's given more purpose, especially when the footage is squared, to fit all of these people's faces. And yeah, because when you watch the start, you see like their faces swapping like it kind of does in the original. And some people might find it a bit tricky to read the text, but what the consistent key is it's keeping the background colour the same, isn't it? Yeah, so that helps keep your vision on it, and it's reading the text from top to bottom, and also just like top left to bottom right, so it is maintaining that to make it far easier to read and get adjusted to it. And then you also do have some pattern work as well, so a part of me was a kind of vision green, because how Abba the album has like hints of green as well, but in fact there is like this extremely greyish pale green that is seen every now and again, almost like a brownish green, so yeah, that's carried through. But even then I still really like these colour choices, because oh wow, it even looks like a what's it called, like a 70s TV logo transition, like with all of this pattern work and bold colours and the colour choices. Yeah, it's going for that kind of theming. So yeah, that's the inspiration for this lyric video, and it's extremely cool. And then you have the artist in circles, during the later part of the verses, before the choruses. And I would have preferred it if the squares were maintained, but it still looks extremely cool regardless. And it's sticking to like squares and circles, and no triangles. It's not even a right angle. They're like very smooth squares as well, which adds like this playful side of track, because yeah, I don't think this song would have worked with these sharp edges. Oh, and what's also interesting is that on 1 minute 53, it still has the men's bass as the vocals. That's maintained as the original music video footage is going through. So that is a very good detail. Yeah, that is great. Yeah. So, and also yeah, like a fatter text style as well. Yeah, once again, just playful and bold and informal. And even when you like watch the women in the circles, for instance, in 2 minutes 23, the beat of it's like the beat of the song is matching with the motion graphics, as you would call it. Yeah, like motion graphics that are, quite reminiscent of the modern day, but mostly reminiscent of, old TV logos. There's this one TV logo which I remember. I just need to bring it up. If I just type in a 70s show, not that 70s show, just a more familiar one. I'm not going to mention the name of it just in case. Just got to go through an advert. Hello everyone, how are you doing? Are you enjoying my video? Anyway, okay, there you go. Watching the logo. But you should find the logo individually. Okay, oh yeah, so London Weekend, yeah, it does have that kind of transition with the multiple stripes making its way to form imagery. But whilst that was forming a W with, going up and then down, because I can't really see the end of the line, it's going for a more continuous effect. And this is definitely, oh, sorry, my thing's running out, hang on. Alright, I'm back, sorry about that. But yeah, the shouldn't scan the motion graphics has that continuous feel, which is reminiscent of logos like London Weekend and presumably other logos at the time as well, during the 70s. Yeah, but this Take a Chance to Me was 1977, so maybe these kind of motion graphics were a thing during that time, which I can see happening. So yeah, yeah. So I think overall, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of how some of the text looks like the E's. I prefer E's where they have like far more longer legs, you could say, sticking out the side. But these E's are a bit too fat to read as an E almost. So I'll say that. So yeah, not the most readable text, and could say there's a lot going on, and there is, moments where it's just the footage, but it's chosen at purposeful times because there's more emphasis on the close-ups, which is, and the two shots, which is, kind of neat. And yeah, and I guess I prefer the color grading in the other music videos as well. So I think that's why I put this one a little like lower. But once again, this lyric video does represent the song extremely well. I think the best part is seeing the men's bass lines whilst the ladies continue singing during the choruses. Yeah, I think that's extremely like a really cool idea, another way to repurpose footage. So yeah, just extremely well done. So now going on to No Me No News. So I think this one would go for a more formal, like striking approach. So let's see how it goes for this one. Yeah, just got to get the advert up. Aside the advert. Okay, so it does have that filmography theme as well. So name of the game has the glitty footage and and then the spinning part of a stereotypical movie iconography. Just a movie in general, not a specific film. But yeah, it has that, where you can see like the frames of film tape. That's the best way to describe it, sorry. Yeah, so No Me No News starts off with that, so a lot of different footage. Oh no, hang on, no, it's partially duplicated. Some of it, yeah. And then, yeah, there's what's it called? you know, when you clap to start the film, start rolling. It has one of those as well. So once again, like name of the game, it has that theme of you know, looking back on a film almost, and even when Frida starts singing, it's that singular film frame, almost as if time has stopped, almost. So that's a neat way. I really like the style of the text as well. Um, yeah, it's like very swirly, yet it's still like formal at the same time. And the way like consistent, you know, when it like side scrolls very slowly, it kind of reminds me of where Abba Voyage, the concert, you know, that does that similar effect with the side scrolling, but obviously in a far more complicated way. So this lyric video kind of references that a bit, and I like the color choices as well. And yeah, the color gradient does make it almost makes the Butchered a bit more grimy and more like more hot, because you can't really say warm because warm is normally like a positive feel, but this time it's like hot as in intense. So it yeah, it does help with that song more so. So the footage is much multiplied. Yeah, just once again, just trying to go for that theme of multiple frames, you know, of a film tape. Although I still prefer just a single frame of it, like in, you know, the original music video. Although in the second verse, it goes back to that again. And there's some, well, yeah, there's elements floating, which not only reminds me of I Still Have Faith in You, you know, to sell that grand element, but, you know, partially reminiscent of the snow in the onset film, and so he's trying to carry that over, so that's kind of neat. I think a part of me, because of how much of the footage is being multiplied, I kind of want to Take a Chance on Me above this one, like nearly, because yeah, there's just a lot more I like of it, and the way it kind of utilizes the footage a bit more. But at the same time, I feel like the color grading and the type of text, and you know, just maintaining that wintry, hot feeling that the more the tense and anger that the song evokes. I think it's still captured rather well here. So I think those two songs are lyric video wise is quite close together. And oh, okay, hang on, it does do a Take a Chance on Me kind of effect where it has you know, oh yeah, there is like different footage, you know, having the men and the women singing their own lines. Yeah, it does do that, so that's a neat a detail, yeah, because yeah, if the men work as the base of this track almost as well, in terms of the wording. Yeah, I was trying to go for like a multiple coloured feeling as well, you know, almost as if someone's like looking at every member being the same, I suppose. Yeah, with all of the framing being the same. I think that's the kind of angle it's going for as well. So that's another neat part of the theme. So yeah, whilst I will say that I still prefer the original music video, but yeah, this still the lyric video still helps evoke some of the existing kind of feelings that you do get from that track. Alright, so on to Relay These. So I remember watching this one and feeling like, you know, this definitely improves the music video, because it has that, yeah, like when you first watch it, it has these LED lights going all across, and the footage is kind of tricky to see anyway, but in this case, um, I don't know, it's just like, you know, when you like try and look at something behind the Northern Lights and there's like a mystery to it, it has that kind of feel for me. And yeah, even the footage, it's made to be a bit more glowing, a bit more ominous between the light and the dark. Yeah, very striking. And oh, the text can be a bit harder to read. You know, it's that effect you can do on After Effects where it's the handwriting effect that goes across. So it isn't the easiest to read. And you know, it's cool to see it glow, but oh, I don't know. I feel like something a bit more sharp, you know, like a sharper, bolder text. I think that would have suited that song a bit better, and this writer style would suit Nomi No New a bit more, because you know it's almost as if writing a note to your partner, yeah, because you know writing notes to partners was definitely a thing, and yeah, although just going through VLV a bit more, so it has, you know, these striking lasers and it has this diamond shape that helps frame the music video, and it's trying to multiply the footage as well, you know, just to help you see different angles of the music video. Still multiplying as well, just emphasize more of the effect, and the colours are a bit more clear, and there's no greens, and the blue shows up a lot less than the purples and the pinks and the blues. No, sorry, purple, pinks, and reds. Yeah, so it's, you know, she's in blue at a good time. So yeah, it does help, because if this song, you know, has that element of being grand, this lyric video already does that far better than the original, for me anyway. Because there are times where you could probably just watch either this video or Does Your Mother Know without context or the audio, and you're just trying to figure out which one's which. I think looking back, you could probably tell because, you know, Villa View is already kind of brighter, and then one's in more glimmery clothing, and Does Your Mother Know does have more of a sporadic, crowded element to it. But I just feel like both Does Your Mother Know and Villa View, you know, stand out far better thanks to these lyric videos. And there's also this mirroring effect as well. It's doing it with the footage, which, yeah, I kind of like it. What that could, I don't really know like I don't always know the meaning of the song, so yeah, I don't. So with the way the footage is getting mirrored, or you know, the same one being duplicated, yeah, I don't quite know the meaning, because it kind of reminds me of a YTV sometimes. But yeah, because imagine if there's like any of the band members that accidentally go too close to the centre of the reflecting, it just looks like that funny looking face, which you would have seen in YTVs. So that I'm not the biggest fan of, but you know, I like the colours, like because you know, the colour grade is very consistent, and very selective as Fatin work, and it makes it more spirit to the original music video. Text isn't the easiest to read, although actually I do like the half part being written in blue, so it's almost as if there's almost two lyrics going on, but of course coming in at the right time. So that is that's rather cool. Yeah, just have a very good atmosphere to it, and yeah, just actually makes the song feel a bit more grand. What does the bridge look like with the? Oh no, I suppose they've got rid of the flickiness because of potential epilepsy or something. Oh, I really like that part. But I think just some of the footage has just been yeah, it's like reused instead of that flashy part, which I really like in the original. Oh, that kind of lets me down a bit. Oh well, never mind. It still achieves a lot of very cool things. All right, now on to Chiquitita. So the way that the triangles like come across the frame, it reminds me of. I was about to say the old First 10 Years album. It might have that effect, but that's definitely the case in the new First 50 Years album, which, you know, does have that kind of transition. So it reminds me of that, and it kind of reminds me of various video games where they have like that low poly style in some way. And not to mention the triangles look like a mountain, and the light slowly grow stronger, and then you go through this endless tunnel of cave of triangles, almost as if you were entering more and more into a cave. And oh, there's a nice attention to detail where the ground is reflecting the video footage. So because you could have had it lazily have Agnetta's, you know, head at the wall but her body at the ground, but no, they made an effort to reflect it. Even the text reflects it as well, so that's really nice. Oh wow, once Frida comes in, there's like elements of red, which and it kind of goes back to the Waterloo theming, you know, Agnetta's blue and Frida's red. Well, in that sense anyway. Oh wow, yeah, it just adds a bit more warmth when watching the song, and yeah, once again, yeah, they're going for a different size text between the lesser and the more important words. Oh, and it like really explodes once. Oh, it gets faster as well. That is kind of cool, and it shows off uh, the men as well, especially because the instrumental side of things are increasing. I don't see the snowman as much, which is a tad bit of a shame, but I think they're kind of saving the snowman for the original footage. But yeah, there's like a lot of skill to it, and it's like a tad abstract in a way. And oh, there you go, the footage is being mirrored, but it's like far apart, so that's fine. And I think it's just yeah, I like that. Oh, and then they put the footage down the side, and they're switching about as well, to help with the momentum. And yeah, so going to effects, so I feel like the outlining part isn't as good then. Although, yeah, I really like the way that Agneta has that lower opacity when she appears, and even Agneta as well in 2 minutes 52. That is a really nice, cool effect that like they fit the wall like nicely, despite the endless tunnel kind of feel to the music video, and these sparkling lights that are like going down. There's sparkling stars as well, reminiscent of a night sky, like a wintry sky, and then yeah, you can almost see like northern lights, and yeah, it could be like seen as rain or very fast snow, with all of these different effects going down. So it's like trying to, because it is a song that's quite sad, but like a grand sense of hope to it as well, and that's what this lyric video does extremely well. When looking through, and yeah, and it just sticks to the blue color scheme in like a pale-ish blue with some greys and whites, and yeah, that definitely matches the song quite well. Like the other Voyage concert does have that sunsetting feel to it, which I think still suits it, well as well. But I still kind of prefer the wintry feel, even if the sun going down could still be part of that wintry feel of that song. Just quite a lot I like of it. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of one of those abstract video games. Yeah, I just really like the graphics of this one. It's a bit more sharp, mountainous, and yeah, and behind sharp shapes. Yeah, suits the sharp aspects of the song. Because the chorus is very it's like very precise in its wording. Like nicely thuddy, especially during the chorus where you can like really feel that beat. Yeah, it just really suits that. So yeah, that's what I'll say about this one. Just extremely cool. Right, on to a proper favourite of mine. So this nowadays is like seen as the official They Love Me music video, and granted, it is like the music video. It is just using old photos and but even then, I really like the colours. I really like the style of text and the graphics, the way they are appearing in the beat to this song, and yeah, I really like the triangles as well. Because it's a very 80s looking video. Yeah, look at all of that. It reminds me of pop art, or yeah, that red, pink, and yellow kind of colours. Pink, yellow, and blue. Yeah, yeah, definitely an 80s mixture. And yeah, because yeah, even the photos, they're just most of them are just normal photos. Not all of them are like iconic photos of them, but even then, it's still really cool to see them pop up every now and again. It's using the more youthful photos as well, considering this is a more beautiful song, as far as I know anyway. And I think the song does use too many shapes floating around. It can be a bit abstract at times, which I think is why it's not on top. But even then, I really like the colours, and oh my god, look at this glowing effect. It's like an 80s .2 intro. And oh yeah, the way I beg of you, and yeah, there's like this voice effect. You like fuzzes the imagery as well, almost as if you're going through like a trance before going into the chorus, which is a really nice way of going from the verse onto the chorus. And yeah, you like watching a galactic sky as well. The Abba videos seem to like their nightly sky, don't they? Especially with how I Still Have Faith in You ends with that galactic eye at the end. So it's going for that, but even then, those circular graphics are representing the beach quite well. Yeah, this is like personified, definitive visuals for Lay Love for me, and the text is very reflective and solid and stands out, and it has like creates a definitive style for this lyric video, and it's not the easiest text to read, I'll give you that, and because I do prefer more precise themes compared to abstract themes, but like I said, I just really like the colours and the effects, and it just looks ever so cool. And the Abba photos don't pop all that much. It's only been every now and again, which kind of surprises me. But yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, it kind of looks like one of those ice lollies I liked ones, with those kind of colours. Oh yeah, it's like really reflective as well, especially when you watch the opening text. Yeah, just I think what also ranks this one high for me is because you've had the other music videos which already do have the original songs, but considering the song didn't really have that, just had the original music video as just montage of the music video clips, which I wasn't like the biggest fan of. I'm gonna give that a quick watch actually. But just having its own fresher visuals despite reusing photos, it does bring a new sense of life to this song. The original music video, is this the one? I think it is. Oh no, it's this one, I think. God damn these adverts. Yeah, let's just go through it quickly because it uses bits and bobs of the name of the game, which is just that kind of usefulness. But then it used it's gone from Take a Chance on Me with this weird freeze frames and that tunneling effect. Then it used footage from When It Takes It All, which, like I said, I find that a bit tonally clashing, especially if you know the When It Takes It All's videos rather well. Although I think it's using the When It Takes It All kind of footage because it's trying to mix in that, they may have grown up quite a bit since, but it's still a useful song at the end of the day. As we're using photos for the introduction of When It Takes It All. I really like the VLOV footage then as well, because it's matching that kind of vocals, and the pre-chorus of Lay Love Me is the similar way VLOV ends its pre-chorus as well, actually. But I really like the footage reusing for Name of the Game, but it also slows down and reuses footage from Take a Chance on Me. I don't know. He's even snippets from Some Night City and also a bit of footage of 1979 Live. Some Night City, also is kind of useful at times. And even for the way it takes it all, is going back to that multiplying swirly effect. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, I know it's nice and swirly, it has a lot of momentum, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel very thoroughly planned. I just would have preferred it, back then if they I don't know. Yeah, it's just something I'm not like fully agreeing with. I would have preferred. I tell you what, if it used more like quicker snippets or footage that's been less less iconic, just such as the car driving footage, which we nowadays kind of associate that with I Still Have Faith in You. But yeah, I feel like if he used like tiny snippets of that, then that would have made it a lot better. Yeah, I think just using the When It Takes It All kind of footage, it kind of ruins that a tad. But regardless, the video saves it, and it is one of my favourite 80s ones. It is an actually extremely fab track, despite its simplicity, but very good in its simplicity. So next up we have I Have a Dream. So this one I remember having way more photos. It definitely has that nostalgic feel, which I personally like because this is a song I kind of associate with my childhood because I'm used to this must have been one of the very first Abba songs I've come across, and it's one of my grandparents' favourites as well, so it kind of has that for me. And the lyric video does make the song a bit more grand, which is nice. I personally see it as like a slow scale track, no, sorry, a smaller scale track, which then gets bigger over time. And I feel like this lyric video probably still achieves that, yeah, because it's very simple at the moment with just looks like the stage is just opening and yeah, it's just very slow and um, yeah, there's a lot more going for it. Yeah, later on, yeah, more swirling lights, and it just feels like still watching a stage. The stage is reflecting as well, just like on Chiquitita, and yeah, more colours. Yeah, and it's decided to size scroll as well. So there's some photos that aren't composited as well. You know, like the Abba the movie photos. You know, 3 minutes. Yeah, because of how orange those photos are, it doesn't quite fit as well. So yeah, not all photos fit it, but also just like Lay Your Love at Me, I Have a Dream now has its visual kind of visuals, and I feel like this one kind of sees it because, oh god, just going back to what I was saying earlier, it just had that kind of nostalgic feel and that sense of looking back and also just thinking what else you can do. Yeah, well, that's like parts of the elements of this track alone, and yeah, I feel just that's something nice and suitable about these reused photos for this one. Yeah, because it's reused photos from live from 1979. That's what's used at first. And then there's also a night sky, and I really like the dusty clouds around it as well. It makes it more real, more like a real stage. Could be like a show interlude or intro even. Oh yeah, now it looks more purple in the second chorus, and then goes back to blue. To maintain it, and it looks like a more of a blue Arctic night, no, an Arctic blue northern light of look. Sorry, sorry, that's a bit incoherent. So yeah, and yeah, some really nice framing as well. What does later on look like? Oh, okay, she used a bit of footage from Naomi No New. That I'm not the biggest fan of either. So yeah, I think the main point is finally giving the song visuals which do suit the song quite well. Because once again it is the kind of imagery I think about when I listen to the song. So I like seeing the older photos, not all of them because some of them are a bit too orange to match with the blue look that the video kind of has. And not to mention the words are like extra big, just like massive compared to the stage and the photos, and yeah, it's glitchy at the edge and bold at the center, so yeah, very easy to read as well. Yeah, it's just finally getting this song imagery and just doing that really well, despite a couple of bits and bobs. Alright, so nearly done, and yeah, thank you for the music. And this one has that sense of looking back, a bit similar to I Still Have Faith in You, although this one does it way more so when I Still Have Faith in You, and they did it selectively, definitely at the first part of the tune. So it does play the official music video, but it looks back on other music videos as well, even other imagery. Because even on the first frame, it has like a load of piled albums, and photos, and posters. Oh, it's doing like a scrapbook kind of approach. Oh yeah, this is already like extremely fun to watch. And yeah, even the swirly text really suits it because it feels like older, more nostalgic. Yeah, like, look at these photos. Anyway, and there's even a film tape put across it as well. I think that's something that you can put in scrapbooks. Oh, and there's up the album in the background, the song, the album the song is part of. Snippets of Chiquitita later on. There's Gimme. That looks like the name of the game. Yeah, it's a nice imagery as well. There's a music disc, there's a rose, and other abstract imagery. Yeah, it just looks like an art book, and just like breathed new life to this track, because I tell you what, it's also reminiscent of when he did a piano version of this song quite recently, about 2017. He too, in between his footage of piano playing, just a piano version of that song, he also had like sliding photos, and yeah, that was just photos alone, because he had all sorts of photos, like even of Benny Beyond with Tim Rice, and yeah, it's just really nice seeing them. It helps you explore more of these people, by just looking at the visuals alone. Although this one, it's using those photos, and yeah, more. There's way more iconography, more abstract shapes, and yeah, it just breathes new life to the song. And if as some people kind of see that as like a Abba engine track, because thank you for the music. Yeah, it's a very nice way to end a selection of really good songs, and yeah, go for the scrapbook idea is extremely good. Yeah, this is far superior compared to the original music video, despite some really good performing, which you can still see. And there's a lot of time you can see with those photos as well. Yeah, it's yeah. I think seeing the film tape puzzles me a bit, but even then, it's like the right type of abstract you would see in a scrapbook. Oh, and the book closes at the end as well. That's really nice. Oh, look at all of that. Yeah, just full of iconography. Even a visitor's album at the bottom as well. So yeah, this one's just yeah, extremely charming. Yeah, it's just like one of those moments when you're trying to find Easter eggs, and just makes you wonder, oh, what was the meaning of these photos? When did they take place, and who are these people? And who are these people? Well, yeah, I think that question still applies. Just makes you help you learn more about them. Oh, especially music notes as well. Yeah, this is a fantastic one, and yeah, the colour scheme isn't as coherent, but it's still matches that scrapbook look. Of a more pale selection of colours from time to time. Making them look like proper book pages, and the book does flip. What's the book flipping effect like? Oh no, it's a bad time because it's gone too long snippet. Oh, okay, that's a really nice page turning effect. Yeah, just a really cool concept. Yeah, it's extremely good for this song. So yeah, I can see why that's there. But my number one lyric video is the one that Don't Let Me Down. So yeah, let's address some elephants in the room, I suppose, or elephants in rooms, I suppose, because yeah, this is a lyric video style that's used for the rest of the voice tracks, and there's no photos of Abba at all, no looking back on nostalgia, no old photos, not really much pattern work, but I still find it extremely striking and nostalgic regardless, because these circles and the colours and the kind of iconography this album alone has, it's just it's just something about it I really love. And yeah, just trying to bring it up again, because this would have been, actually, I think this song was released before I Start My Faith in You, so just seeing this, and it feels strangely Abba, and because it's almost as if they're like coming back from the darkness. So yeah, if just watching the music video again, it's just I really like, because it's either like if anything, it's like an eclipse, but a very warm eclipse, like a very striking one, because I kind of see it as like a sunrise, rising up from the horizon. I kind of see that from time to time, but I think it's going for more of a eclipse effect, and the video feels very 3D, especially with these sparkling bits of dust, you could say, just going all around, and this massive lens flare that feels like it's breaching the screen, and it like fills the whole room. And then because yeah, I would need to watch the other songs of how it goes with the timing, and yeah, I think a lot of it is timed really well, especially with Don't Shut Me Down, because it has that shimmering part, and then um, yeah, it's just extremely gorgeous to look at, and it also has my favourite word emphasis as well, because the golden words are more important than the white words when you watch this video, and just helps with emphasis on how you sing it as well. If you're interested, yeah, it's just Yeah, cool. But yeah, the way the circles and lighting is used, it's varied in so many ways, and just makes you wonder what's going to come up next. Yeah, very cool when the chorus comes up and when the chorus continues and the swirliness around the circle. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh, and then when the 4 circles and then the 8 circles comes up, that's oh, it looks so good. Because yeah, when you see the 4 circles, it's just very reminiscent of, like as if each Abba member, when you see like 2 halves of a circle from side to side, just represents either duo. Oh yeah, it just looks so cool and so fun to watch. Yeah, I think yeah, it's just because yeah, not gonna lie, I'll admit this is my most favourite Abba track. It's the one that made me an Abba fan. It's way more of a fan than I used to be. So yeah, whilst but it's a tad bit of a bias, but even then, just really like the abstract imagery, and it's like more organised and it's far more original imagery as well. Like there's no recycling whatsoever. Like yeah, I just don't know because it's like the right amount of busy work as well. There's still a lot to admire and all the lighting. It glows and the words just like really pop because they're ever so massive. Because when you like look at the other lyric videos, as good as they are, you can just see how they're just trying to use the footage to go around it. But with this one, however, they don't need to worry about that. So they're just like, okay, we've got the circles and the eclipses as our iconography. Let's just create something totally fresh all around it. And I think it just does that extremely well. Um, yeah, just extremely cool. So yeah, I think that's how I rank these music videos. So I think I can see how some people might put Don't Jump Me Downs or the Voyage lyric videos in general like far lower, even probably as the least because it has like the least imagery. But yeah, I can probably see where you would be coming from. But yeah, I still like it the best. It would be the one I still would look forward to the most because it just has that simplicity which I really like, and just very um, because when I listen to all of the Abba Voyage tracks, I do see it all in that same lens. The eclipse kind of visuals. Yeah, it strangely suits every single track, especially Don't Shut Me Down, because it feels like light coming out of darkness. It's so cool. But yeah, let's just recap. So, yeah, we've got moments of not a lot being used with the footage. As YouTuber just has very little moments, not a lot used. Gimme just colours the visuals with it's still a very cool effect, but also not as coherent colour scheme. Dodge Brother No has that circular feature that helps centers the music video more, so it helps for more specific visuals, but not as much theme as the other ones. Especially with the swirling aspects coming every now and again. SOS doesn't quite have the imagery I personally feel. It's probably should go for less colours and less abstract imagery, but yeah, still nice and charming regardless, and starts that 70s feel. Waterloo, despite not being the biggest fan of the glittery and some of the abstract bits and bobs, especially when it shares some of SOS's, which I think it just kind of represents how they were just early ABBA and this just slowly springing up, which I get. But yeah, I think that's and I don't quite remember what else. I remember the flaws of, or why personally not as keen, but even then, it still adds way more visual language to that track. Mamma Mia, not the biggest fan of the the colour mixture is not what I also think of either, but at least it has a far more coherent colour scheme, more precise, and I kind of like how much the clothing, but yeah, it's probably just the imagery is not as impressive. When it takes all, yeah, some of the graphics can be a bit too evasive at times, but once again, the flower imagery alone just really makes that adds more meaning to the song. Name of the Game has some bits and bobs I'm not the biggest fan of, like the multiplied footage all across, but even going for all that film tape kind of approach and that sense of looking back, it kind of helps with that one, but also once again just don't like the lack of greenery or the colour green in that one. There's daft and such as that sounds. Fernando mainly just outlines the footage, even though the outlining has some really nice pattern and suitable pattern work, very reminiscent of the song, so that helped add something. Happy New Year really captures of a New Year's Day extremely well. The chorus footage isn't as colour graded as nicely, and I do prefer the photo kind of look with the framing of the video, so I prefer that a bit more. One of us has that dystopian look with the TVs, but a lot of the footage is a bit too reused at times. But even then, really neat atmosphere created. Dancing Queen, it's mainly graphics on top of the footage, even if the footage is outlined from time to time. And I'm not as keen as on the way that the verses are presented, even though it's nice and glimmery. But even then, I still really like I guess the text isn't also as easy to read, but it still has that gold glimmer and really adds a lot more energy to the song. So definitely does that well. Money, money, money. Once again, just adds way more existing flavour to the song with the the black and white look and the 50s, 60s influence and very good beats at times, and tries to vary the graphics a bit, but doesn't do it as well as other tracks. Take a Chance on Me, like I said, just using footage for the bass line as the male vocal bass lines as the women continue to progress in the video. That's already a very neat detail, but also just being reminiscent of old 70s TV logos with their transitioning and a very neat colour scheme as well. So yeah, just very cool. No Me, No New, despite not achieving as much, I still really like the colour grading and some of the formal look of that lyric video, and yeah, it just helps emphasize it more because it's already a really strong music video, even if I'm not as keen on the multiplied footage that time. The lyric video also makes Velo Vu look way more better and tidy and add more fiery personality. It's kind of sad they kind of cut out the flickering light part at the bridge, but like I said, I can understand why they cut it out. And it still has that sporadic look, and the text isn't as easy to read either, which kind of knocks it down, but I still think it's fantastic. Chick has like a very cool snow cave theme-ish to it, and I really like the way the red slowly adds when Frida starts to sing. I think that alone just really makes this lyric video far more impactful, just like the song as well. Just the way it like slowly builds up. It's extremely fab, and I like the way the footage is used. Probably some of my favourite instances of the footage being used. Laying in Love with Me, its own original visuals. Maybe too many abstract shapes. Maybe maybe a bit too busy at times. There's a whole heap of ideas, but I just really like the original imagery for the song for once, and still suits it extremely well. And I Have a Dream, doesn't have as much busy work, but once again, finally original imagery for this song, and yeah, so the colour blue, which I think suits it extremely well, and yeah, just some photos a bit too orange, like I said, too much with the blue, but just some of the compositing's done rather well, and yeah, just makes the song more grand in scale, which is fab. And then we're on to thank for the music. The scrapbook idea is just already just top notch, full of Easter eggs and far more to look around. And then we had Does It Shut Me Down, which really sells the style of the new album quite well from the off, and it suits the rest of the songs as well. And I like the text style the best. I like the use in white and gold throughout, and the eclipse imagery alone is just really grand, and it fills the room it's in. So yeah, that's the ranking of the lyric videos. So I think yours would be different to mine, whether it's the song you like, or if you like prefer a theme compared to another, or everyone's so different on this one. It's just I think overall it's just the kind of theming, how more suitable or more like precise as time goes on. I think that's the kind of coherency I'm trying to go for. So yeah, but yeah, they are quite interesting to watch, and I think at times you probably would watch these instead of just the music video. I think the original music videos just have that nostalgic, classic look, you just want to watch them without the additional graphics, but at the same time, so the additional graphics does help add more personality to the song, or just simply gives you more to watch. But most importantly, it just gives you the lyrics, which adds way more purpose. And like I said, there's some original imagery for some of the songs as well. So it's just it's just they're like an extremely cool concept, and there's definitely yet more to come, because I think I can see Honey having a lyric video past Miana as well. I can see that happening. Our Last Summer I can see happening. And All Is Said and Done doesn't have one. Head Over Heels doesn't have one. Eagle doesn't have one. So yeah, there's still a lot to pick from. And I think if any of them come about, it'll be interesting to see how they come. And I might post updates on how I rank the future ones. But yeah, there hasn't been many more made in ages. And I think the select few one, they're not only just gone for the classics, but maybe they've just gone for the best ones, and probably also thanks to Abba Voyage, it's that's where it sparks the idea of let's do that for other songs. But not to mention, it's been a modern thing recently where they've gone for more original lyric videos, which I think is already nice, because as much as we would find other people doing showing the lyrics of the songs, even if it's not their own songs, it does have like a nostalgic feel to it, especially when music videos are just all about the visuals. But I think doing their own original text for the lyric videos, their own approach, there's something I quite like about it. But it does add to the debate of, are music videos actually, part of a bygone era? Do we just prefer watching lyrics now? But there is definitely just way more to that subject as well. But I'm personally all up for it. It's not as long as the music video, just suits the song well, and you're not too evasive either. But yeah, I think all of these music videos do justice to the songs well, and so do the lyric videos for these ABBA songs in particular. And these are award-winning lyric videos as well, so good on them. And yeah, all of them just extremely fun to watch. And all of them just stand up from the thumbnails alone. It's just very captivating. So you will stop right there. I hope you enjoy this. If I'm comfortable to have comments on, then you can do your own ranking or what you think. This is despite sticking to a standard, that's how I personally feel about these music videos. And I think looking back, I could have probably swapped a couple, but I feel like it's still, I'm happy as it is. So yeah, I'll see you next time.